Good morning, this is your Math Sensei, Mr. Spensei, and this is Writing Systems of Equations, Day 7. It says the pharmacist determines that 20 liters of antiseptic containing 15% peroxide is needed. How can this be made from two antiseptics, one containing 12% and another containing 17%? So our first question is what's being mixed? Well, we want to end up with this, but we're actually mixing 12% and 17% peroxide. So 12% and 17% peroxide. That's what we're mixing. And what question's being asked to find? Well, we know that that's what we're mixing. What we're asked to find is how much of each, how much or how many liters of 12% and 17% to make 20 liters of 15%. Okay? Because we want to have end up with 20 liters of 15%. So what information do you think is important for finding the answer? Well, I'm going to say 12% and 15% peroxide. A mix of 15%, we're not, that should have been 17% peroxide. 12 and 17% peroxide, a mix of 15% peroxide, and then a total, and then 20 liters. I think I kind of got everything there. All right. So let's go ahead and run this problem. Well, we already know that we have 12% and 17% and 15%. Once again, if we go with small, large, and medium, if we go with small first, well, the smallest rate, and by the way, it's a rate, so it means it's going to go in the rate column. This is going to be 12%. So this would be 0.12 because it's 12 divided by 100. The largest value is 17. So 17 divided by 100. And then this is going to be 0.15 divided by 100. So we're mixing 12% and we're mixing 17%. Well, 12 begins with a T, so let T equal liters of 12% peroxide. Let 17 starts with an S, so let S equal liters of 17% peroxide. And we know we needed a total of 20, so this means that goes here because that's our total. Cool. So at that point, we can start multiplying across to get our second equation. So this becomes 0.12 T. This becomes 0.17 S. And when I multiply this times this, and here we'll just show you 20 times 0.15, we end up getting 3. So my equations are, my first equation is 1t plus 1s equals 20. And here I have 0.1t plus 0.17s equals 3. So now from that, I can write my matrix. My matrix is going to be 1, 1, and 20. And this is going to be 0.12, 0.17, and then 3. So here's our matrix. At this point, we can go ahead and enter that to the calculator. So we're going to press the blue button, followed by the matrix button, which is down here. Arrow over to edit. And in this case, we have 2 rows and 3 columns. So 2 enter, 3 enter, 2 by 3. And we're just going to enter those values, 1, enter, and 20. And then 0.12 enter, and 0.17 enter, and then 3. Once we have that, we're going to leave and we'll press blue mode. Then it's going to be blue matrix, arrow over to math, drop all the way down to RREF, blue matrix. We press enter twice and we find 8 and 12. So our answer is 8 and 12. So we need 8 liters of the 12% and we need 12 liters of the 17%. Okay, make sure you always label your answers and write them as an order pair just like that. Okay, flipping on to the back. We're going to be a little bit different here in that we're not, instead of having 3 rates, we're going to have 2 rates. So an auditorium seats 2,500 people. How many balcony tickets must be sold for $4.50 each, and how many symphony tickets must be sold for $5.25 each in order to receive a total receipts of $12,675? So first off, let's identify our rate words, and our rate word is each. Okay, now it's possible this is a rate word because it's also an each, but this says total. So this is a total amount, so that's not what we're looking for. So these two are my rate words. So this is $4.50 and this is $5.25. And what do we have? Well, we have balcony. And we also have symphony. So that's what we have. Balcony tickets for $5.25 and symphony tickets, balcony tickets for $4.50 and symphony tickets for $5.25. So I'm going to say let B equal the number of balcony tickets and being real creative, we'll make that an S. So let S equal the number of symphony tickets. All right, we've already dealt with the $4.25 and the $5.25. So let's continue on because I'm gonna go ahead and start multiplying because we have 2 values left and they're kind of hard to place, but this becomes 4.50B and this becomes 5.25S. Now, this says total, so we know it's going to go here somewhere. But look, this was money. And this was money. That means this involves money. And this involves money. Oh, that means this next one has to involve money as well. So that's how I know the 12,675 goes there. And B is the number of balcony. S is the number of symphony. What's the total number of tickets? 2,500. And then we don't have a third rate, although the word each can be a little bit confusing, but they told us it was a total. So we have 1B plus 1S equals 2,500. And we have 4.50B plus 5.25S equal 12,675. So this is 2,500. This is 4.5. This is 5.25. And this is 12,675. So there's our matrix. We're ready to go ahead and enter that. Try to reach this out just a little bit so it shows up a little better. There we go, hopefully. So I press the blue button. And I'll drop down to the word where it says X to the -1, which is a matrix button. Arrow to edit. And we have 1, 2 columns, 1, 2, 3 rows. So 2 enter, 3 enter, 1 enter, 1 enter, 2,500 enter, 4.5 enter, 5.25, enter, 12, 6, 7, 5. So now we're going to leave the matrix by going blue mode, and then we'll press blue matrix, arrow to math, and we'll scroll letter all the way down to letter B, and press enter, and press blue matrix, and we get 600 and 1900. 600, 1900. This is balcony seats, and this is symphony seats. Next one. Gina worked a total of 57 hours at her two jobs. Her job at the restaurant paid $9.50 an hour, and her job at the beauty salon paid $10.75 an hour. This is saying, hey, this is a rate and this is a rate. And this says this is a total. Okay, her total earned was for the 57 was this. So we also have this total. How much did she work at each job? Well, where did we know that she worked at a restaurant? And I'm just gonna put REST because I don't have enough room. And she got paid $9.50 for the restaurant. She also worked at the salon, and she got paid $10.75 because we know those rates go together. So I'm gonna put R here. So let R equal number of hours at restaurant. And S equal number of hours at beauty salon. And we'll go ahead and cross those out because we've already used them. And we can go ahead and multiply. And this is 9.50 R, and this is 10.75 S. And we know this is money, so that involves money. So this answer over here has to involve money, which is that total. That means that 572.75 goes here. Besides that, in order for it to have gone here, you would have had to work $572.75 per hour. And there's nothing that says that's per hour. That says that's the total. So total means it's going to go either here or here. And again, that's not a rate, that's a total. So that total goes here. And total hours, number of hours, and number of hours gives us this total. So we have our first equation is 1R plus 1S equals 57. I should make that look more like an S, and that's a 1. And then we have 9.50R plus 10.75 S equals 572.75. Kind of running out of room. I'm going to have to squeeze this up a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to write it over here. So going into the matrix, I'll have 1, 1, and 57. And then I'll have 9.50, 10.75, and then 572.75. So that's what has to go into the matrix. So we press second matrix, arrow over to edit. And like usual, we have a 2x3. So 2 enter, 3 enter, 1 enter, 1 enter, 57. And then 9.5, 10.75, and 572.75. We're going to leave by blue mode, and we're going to press blue matrix, arrow to math, RREF, blue matrix, enter twice, and we get 32 and 25. So this is R for restaurant hours, number of hours. So 32 hours at the restaurant and 25 hours at the beauty salon. All right. Appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Hope this helped. Thank you.